Evening traders, welcome to the chart review for the S&P 500 futures, the ES market, the micro ES market, the MES. It was a good day for the market, but all of it happened pretty much pre-market, and then it sold off again down to the 2800 level. If you take a look on the chart right here, that's right into this gap. The review video from last night talked a lot about gaps. Go review that and it'll help you a little bit. This is a new candle, this new day, and they're panic buying this thing. It's already heading up, so somebody wants this market up, but we didn't really travel anywhere today from when I first did the video. But let's analyze the market, see the one good trade that I called this morning. And if you appreciate the analysis, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions or anything, comments, please leave a comment in the section below. I'll get back to you. And let's see the rest of the market. Evening traders, it is the chart review for 6/5/2019. It's a little bit later in the evening today, and just kind of watching the market here. They're kind of doing this panic buy is what I call it. When the market reopened, it opened down and flushed, and now they're like literally trying to panic buy this thing to get it back up. If you look over here on the level 2, you can see that it actually skipped over a level in their attempt to get this up, and you can see all the volume is like literally on the buy side as they attempt to get this up. It was holding at 2050 there for a little bit, and basically they were able to push it up through there, and now they're on their way. They weren't able to, during the day, conquer the level that they hit pre-market, which was right, if I can draw an arrow, which was right here. They made a second attempt right here, and then they finally got it at the end of the day. And then when the market reopened, it fell off real quick. But let's run through the charts real quick. On the weekly, not much has really changed here. Obviously, we're going to finish very positive for the week. They really kind of struggled here at this volume node, and we can see that probably better over here on the daily. They made that high, and then they basically sold off most of the day, and then they brought it back and rescued it. So somebody definitely wants this market up. The volume was just pretty much like yesterday's, so there was quite a bit of selling kind of at this level that was kind of holding it down. 240, nothing really here. So 60 minutes. I just kind of screwed that up again. Damn. Okay. 60 minutes. So we talked about this level right here, the 2804.50 level in the pre-market video, and that was pretty much the only play that you kind of got. I was kind of puzzled by this 2800 level because there really wasn't anything right there, and it just kind of stopped. But then I realized that it was the 2800 level, and that has been a key level for weeks and weeks to be up above, and so just that number really kind of provided some support. You can see that there's a little tiny node right there that it came to balance on, but I think it was more about that number than anything. And you can see the volume down here was all in that candle, and when it came off that candle there. So intraday, this was the 2804. I think it came out 28,450, 28.5. So you would have got about 5 points out of that call right there, and then it sold off again. And like I said, it was that 2800 number that brought it back to life, and that launched it into the air right there. I was really expecting them to push this through. We can look at the higher time frame here, and so all pre-market they had basically traded up into this volume node and just basically got defeated at the open. This was the open right here on this one right here, and so they're struggling. They're struggling to get across this volume node right now. They're going to do it after hours tonight. Just the sense of panic that seems to be in the market, that they couldn't get over it. They couldn't quite defeat somebody selling up here. And so when they can't do it during the day, they'll usually do it during the night when the volume's low. They'll just push it through, and I expect that we'll be up over 2841 in the morning, and we could actually be much higher because there really isn't any positions or anything here. So keep that in mind. We had also talked in the morning about this area being thin. We actually looked at it on this chart, and let me kill all these things here. Sorry. And I had basically said, hey, look, you know, these areas are really thin, and if we sell, we could come back real fast, and it came back real fast. So you can see it, and then basically because it came back real fast, it went up real fast. And you know, if you see where it went through right here, and it was thin right here. People call this strength, and I call this weakness. So because when you tend to travel through these areas fast, there's no positions, and they tend to come back real fast. So like this level right here, you can see there's a little yellow line on the candle right there, you know, where they tried to hold it at this level. This was a level. You know, it traded right through my level, my scalp level here, but I wouldn't have took this on the way back just because of the way that this looked. It didn't stop here on the way up, and it was coming back pretty quick. And look at these bars, how fast it kind of flew through there. I would avoid that, right? I don't know if this level would have gave you a tick. 1350, 1475, you would have got a point out of that one, and nothing gave you anything right here. You would have took probably too much heat. 2050, 2175, you would have took a point of heat right here, but you would have got your point out of that for sure. And it was a nice little fade right there. This one came back. This is actually way early in the morning. You wouldn't have took that one. This one fell through, came back, found support on the opposite side. This one might have been okay to take. The fact that we had sold down, did another failure right up here into this volume node, and was falling, and it came back, found that support and fell again. You probably would have got your point here, 2805.75 and 2807.25. So you would have got your point scalp right out of that one. Comes back, sells through. You've already chopped through it, so you would have avoided taking the scalp on that one. This one down here, this was the 2800 area. You would have probably got it right here. So 2803, see this bounce right here, 2803. It actually bounced all the way up to 2804.75. You would have got your point out of that one, but falls through and then trades up, hits the line, comes back, and then it's off to the races. And this one would have worked. You would have got your point scalp out of that. Comes back, finds support, If you would have took it on the way back, definitely would have gave you your point out of that. Falls through, falls through, falls through, comes up, gives you a nice touch. Yeah, you got your point scalp out of that one. And trades, oh boy, I keep on doing that. Trades through, comes back, finds support, runs across, get your touch, get your point scalp out of that. This one you wouldn't have got anything out of. You would have took too much probably heat right there. 28, 20, 75, 19. You would have took less than 2 points, but you eventually would have got your point scalp out of that. And then basically off to the races at that point. Did come back and find support on that line. It was ripping through here. I see a bunch of cells. They're trying to hold it right here. So talking about the volume nodes, like you can see right here, they tried to hold it right across the top of it. This one traded right up into it. You had 2 volume nodes. See this? You had this perfect level right here where it was bisecting. You had a node up here, and then you had a node right here, and right here, look at this gap. If you go back last night, I think last night was the chart review that I did on volume nodes, and I talked about this low volume node and how it makes those levels, and there it is, low volume node right there, trades right up into it, and you get the sell. It's the same thing right up here, right? You see this? You got a node right here, you got a node right on top of it. It kind of bisects right there. Look right over here, you got a notch right there, a low volume node right there. You can get your sell out of it, right? I like those. You got to pay a little bit of attention to it. Let me see if I can find one going the other direction. I don't really see one that looks like that on this side. I wanted to give you one to the short side, but not seeing it. Oh well. Yeah, no, I don't see one, but see this lower high right here? That's a great support and resistance level. I always talk about that, and we'll look at that real quick on the symmetry over here. On the symmetry, I say, hey, there's support and resistance levels are where you trade on both sides of the line, and you see that, it touches the line, sells off, comes up, trades on top of it for a little bit, then sells back down. So trades a little bit underneath it, goes back up. That's support and resistance line, and it plays over and over again. You can see it worked all the way across here, worked all the way across on here. So sometimes, even though it breaks through, usually that's just the pivot that you get trading on the other side of the line. Look at how perfect this line lined up right with this one, and how this one lined up with that one right there. So this is the symmetry. These are 100% range extensions. I show you how to draw these in the morning. The original one was right down here. I noticed that there was midlines going through these, so I just cut it in half and basically repeated it up, and you got better touches. So more levels in there, and you can see, where they really ended the day right here, and now, where they got stuck and where they're trading at right now. It looks like they're going to maybe push it back down, but this guy fell right down into this line. This guy traded right into that line. That one right into that line. Usually the first touch is a good touch. So that's the symmetry right there. Anything else that I can kind of cover today? I wanted to give you more information today, but it was really kind of a blah day. We were already here at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd taken this trade right here and caught this pre-market right after the video that I'd done, pre-market video. and you know, it just kind of traded sideways. And so if you didn't know to, you know, short the market, there wasn't really any big levels other than the scalping levels to kind of wait and take. So, you know, go look at the 60-minute. We never really traded up beyond this. We never got to any of the levels that I pointed out, and we only traded down into the first level. We never made it down here into 96 or 92. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Not a lot of levels in play or whatever, but I think tomorrow we're busting out again. I'm always seems to be pretty positive, but take a look over here. Notice how empty this is and of volume right here. So I mean, they get this thing up over this, it's going to fly up here to the next volume node, and it's going to hang out there and trade. You may get some trades between these two levels right here. So it's going to reject off this volume node when it gets up here and comes back, find some support on here, and then it's going to go through and seek the next one. So learn how to read the market, bouncing back and forth between the volume nodes. I mean, that's basically what we're doing all the time. And video getting long, so I hope you guys had a good day, and I will see you in the morning. Take care.